Bite Me.
Hi, and welcome to
Bite
Me.
Me.
My name is Julia Stier.
And I'm Bukola Ogunmola.
I love vampires.
And I don't.
And today we are watching, drumroll please,
Vampire
and...
You didn't tell me what kind of drum roll you wanted.
I liked that. But now, today we are watching Vampire in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
1995, starring Eddie Murphy.
Yep.
In the wake of her mother's death in a mental institution, Detective Rita Vedder, Angela Bassett, is assigned to a baffling serial murder case. Oh, I'm already so into this. After examining the crime scene, a corpse-filled ship found adrift at sea, Rita meets Maximilian, Eddie Murphy, a smooth-talking Caribbean playboy determined to romance her. Oh, it's probably not Maximilian then. He's probably not Italian. If it's the Caribbean. Oh my god, yes. Okay, determined to romance. Oh, this is what we should have started with. Okay. When Rita begins suffering from crippling hallucinations, I can't speak, she calls upon Dr. Zico, an occultist who suspects of vampires on the loose. I'm so here for this.
I'm also here for this. Like, I'm a little ashamed that I haven't seen it before, being that I'm from New York.
I don't feel like this is a staple, though. I don't feel like I've ever met some...
Vampires in Brooklyn?
Have you heard people be like, oh, yeah. I love Vampires in Brooklyn?
I don't know if they love it, but they've seen it.
We started the wine early this time. Last time we waited till at least after the movie. This time it's...
No, straight in.
It may be 4:30 p.m. on a Friday, but...
We're not going to talk about
that. It's a pandemic.
Yeah.
It's a pepperoni pizza.
But yeah, no, I've heard people talk about Vampires in Brooklyn, and I just never, I was never interested.
No.
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad to be the one to bring you to
Yes. You haven't seen it either.
No,
so
I haven't. I haven't.
This will be fun.
No, I know. There's actually, I think the problem is I think I watched all of, like, the classics, like, too many times. And by classics, I definitely mean Twilight. I don't even like the movie. I like the book.
Did you just call Twilight a classic?
Oh, it is a classic. Twilight will go down in history as, like, one of those strange phenomenons that just swept away 12-year-old girls.
That's true.
It's like right up there with, like, David Cassidy.
Who?
I don't know. My mom was a big fan of him when she was...
Sorry. I'm not trying to play you, David Cassidy. I just, like, I'm a fake millennial. Actually, no, I'm a millennial, according to the internet.
I'm in that weird cuspy of, like, is she a millennial or a Gen Z? But I'm not gonna lie, I've watched too many TikToks that are like, millennials think this and Gen Zs think this, and I always side with the millennial because I'm like a 96. I'm like a cusp. I'm in no man's land. No, but I'm excited for this movie because we watched a movie the other day that we thought was going to be a comedy and then was not a comedy.
Was not funny.
And this one says it's a horror comedy.
It says it's a horror?
I don't think it's a horror. I think
horror.
Check it again. I think I may have just made up the horror part.
The horror. No, I can't. I'm also not.
It's an Eddie Murphy movie. It's not going to be that scary.
It's better. It's Eddie Murphy. I'm hoping he plays like 17. I'm hoping this is
horror comedy. But you're gonna be so fine.
Yeah, I think
it's gonna be because he like pops out fangs.
I can't believe Angela Bassett's in it.
Cover.
For those
That's
listening,
seductive.
Eddie Murphy is looking like a snack with a perm. He got his hair
with a mullet,
perm, and he got his hair slicked back. And is that Angela Bassett?
Yeah,
Angela Bassett got her head knocked back. Look at her,
and it's a comic tale of horror and seduction. That is what every vampire movie should be. Any vampire movie that tries to be like, we're scary and serious. No. There's a reason they've survived in modern times, and it's because they're, like, escapism and fantasy. Like, I don't want to see... Like, I think that's what was so hard about Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter, is that Slayer. I would not watch... Maybe this is bad to me. I would not watch a Civil War movie. I don't have any desire to. And I feel tricked. I was tricked into watching a Civil War movie. Though I should have known that from when Abraham Lincoln was in it. I kind of just thought they were going to, like... I thought it was, like, his youth. I didn't realize he was going to, like, become president and still be killing vampires.
He became president.
What have you done on the side?
I know, like, dang, today I did my laundry, but that's about it.
No, I know. I was, like, proud of myself for, like, answering emails today and then recording this podcast. I was like, wow, I'm really a
productive.
I've got a lot of jobs and I do them all well.
Yes.
No.
Neither do I. Neither do I. I definitely took 2 naps today.
Oh, I'm jealous.
2.
If it makes you feel better, I got up so early that I took my first nap at 10 a.m.
Same.
Right?
That's exactly what happened to me. I had to work at 7 a.m. because we're in law and I work on East Coast time. Yeah, so they were like 10 a.m. meeting and I was like, what the fudge? And of course my roommate's already up and like working out and I'm like, please stop. Okay, what are you doing?
Gosh. I want to be one of those roommates. I want to be one of those. Like, I'm up by like 7, but I'm truly answering emails with a cup of coffee in my pajamas. Like, not a civilized looking person of this world.
No, there's no need to be doing that early in the morning. No. If you don't have to. Once the world opens back up, then I fully support people being up early for work. And if you have a real job and that's what you're driving to right now, I'm proud of you. You got this, okay? You make the best out of today.
And then you watch Vampire in Brooklyn when you get home as a treat to yourself. Cheers to that. We were so in sync there.
Yeah, so in sync with the Backstreet Boys.
Oh my god. Mm-hmm. Speaking of Vampire in Brooklyn, what is something that you hope to get out of this movie?
I'm hoping to like vampires more. I feel like now that they're black, I'm not gonna not like them. Yeah, I got biases. Yep, and I made that word up.
I think that's a real word. Oh. I think that is a real word.
Okay, well, I'm smart, so boom.
She has an MFA, folks.
I have a muffa. So
wait, so did you ever have a crush on Eddy Murphy, or is it just because he's black, not because he's Eddie Murphy?
I think it's because he's black. I don't have a crush on Eddie. Like if. Like, I would want Eddie Murphy to play my father. Like, I wish someone called me for Coming to America, too. But
oh, my God.
Besides that, no.
You never had a celebrity crush? Like, there's definitely some older celebs that I'm like, yes, you're up there in age, but I think are still very attractive.
Yeah, of course. Eddie Murphy's just not one of those people. Like, no,
sorry, you were just so excited that Eddie Murphy was the vampire that I was hoping that there was an attraction.
Like I love.
Like you were like, yes, like not only do I get to see Eddie Murphy, I get to see Eddie Murphy bite somebody.
See, this is not. I know that the podcast was called Bite Me, but again, remember, I am not convinced that vampires is a Like, I get it now-ish. It feels like it's, like, sexy and cool. Well, I didn't get that from the first movie.
I was like, don't get me wrong. I do not want anyone to bite me. Like, if you bite me, we're gonna have issues. If you bite me and you are a mortal human man, we're gonna have issues.
I don't mind it.
Really? Like, if they break skin?
Oh, no, God.
That's
ridiculous.
Okay,
but who does that?
I should have specified that. I mean, like...
You said break skin and my skin just crawled. Like, why would that happen? You got no, but like a nip. I had a friend in grad school actually that would bite me. He would like grab my arm and be like, and you know him too.
My friends did that in high school.
Yeah,
they'd be like, oh, like not like bite.
Yeah,
I had a friend who would like bite
on
people.
Me. Yeah,
like, why are we all biting you? That's probably where it started. It's probably like, oh, this is how I make friends. People bite each other.
Yes.
I was not a biter.
I did not bite. I've bitten him back, but. It's only this one friend. It's only this one friend that is just like, he like would come up to me and be like, I'm like,
wait, who is it? Or do you not want to say on the record?
I will whisper it to you.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, I'll show you a picture later. Anyway, and I might show the internet a picture later because I don't think he cares.
Well, I have you can't answer the question yet because you obviously haven't seen the movie.
Okay.
But I want to pose this question to you now so that you can answer it later. So based off of the movie we just saw and the movie we're about to watch, I want you to what are the differences between black vampires and white vampires?
Yes.
And then I want you to expose those differences.
I would love that. Yeah. Yes. And this vampire is also Caribbean. I want to know where in the Caribbean he's from.
I want to know. Was there any Caribbean island that was like settled by the Italians? Because like, where does the name Maximilian come? Like, I'm here for it, but that sounds like something from like the Volturi, which for those of you who've read Twilight, you know.
Oh gosh!
But I'm not wrong.
No, yeah, that's true. I don't know. Well, you know, the people's out here colonizing all the stuffs.
Well, yes, but I just wasn't sure if Italy was
one of the colonizers.
I mean, I'm sure they were, but probably. I just don't know if there was like a specific. I'm getting too dramaturgical on this script. I'm like, I want to know the origins of this vampire. I want to know the origins of the island he comes from because I need the etymology of the name. and I'm thinking too hard about this. So maybe we should stop there. Maybe we should go watch the film. Yes. If you are listening, go ahead, pause us. We're going to give you like a fun little 10-second music break if either one of us can figure that out. Yeah. And then we're going to come back and discuss A Vampire in Brooklyn. Woo, woo. Cheers to that.
Bite me.
Okay, and we're back.
Yeah.
And we just finished watching
Vampires in Brooklyn. Vampire in
A
Brooklyn.
Vampire.
A vampire?
I think just one.
Okay, so just a vampire.
Just a vampire. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
That was fantastic. That was fantastic. Problematic. Probably doesn't hold up.
No,
but
definitely
I enjoyed the daylights out of it.
Pun intended.
Pun intended.
I will admit, so sorry, I'm trying to move some of this cord stuff. This movie, okay, he's not the vampire, but this movie made an Alan Payne fan out of me.
Oh my gosh. She doesn't know who Alan Payne is. She didn't know who Hakeem was.
I fell in love with Alan. Oh, yeah, apparently you don't either.
Well, his name is Hakeem Kareem. Okay, from A Different World. Like, I was like, oh yeah, and then House of Pain, Alan Payne. And she's like, what?
I thought he was beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, she was obsessed with Alan Payne.
But so, which surprisingly enough, means that I went for the human romance and not the vampire romance in this film. Though I did tell Bukola, well, do you want to give them a rundown of like the plot?
Okay, so basically, homeboy, Eddie Murphy's character, Maximilian, who
is not Italian. We did finally figure that out.
Yes, he's not Italian.
No Italian.
But he comes to Brooklyn looking for the daughter of a vampire that he used to know, who's half vampire, and played by Angela Bassett. And then he convinces her to, basically is like following her around, trying to convince her to be a vampire. But what you don't know, like, I feel like the main plot point is that he takes everything she loves away from her.
Yes.
Kills her best friend. Like,
were they best friends? That was debatable.
Okay, fine. But kills her roommate.
Her roommate was, a little sketchy.
Just like destroys her whole life so that he is the only option she has left. He's the only option she has left, except Alan Payne was like, I love you. I'm coming for you.
I know. He was like, there was one point where he was like, I care about you, maybe more than I should. And I was like, swoon. I will say, though, the thing about the vampire, as I was telling Bukola this, and she was like, save your shame for the podcast, is I was like, well, okay, obviously I don't agree with Eddie Murphy's character getting that possessive, but he went out of his way to figure out everything she liked, like her favorite wine, her favorite pasta, her favorite painting, and then like tailored himself to match her exact desires. And I was like, that is the kind of commitment I want. I want you to secretly go learn everything about me, and then I don't have to change. You change. Okay. You change and you make yourself perfect for me instead of
Julia doesn't hear what she's saying. She does not want a stalker.
No stalkers. No, you're right. Thank you for clarifying that.
She does not want a stalker. She does not want a person.
Pay attention when I speak to you.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, I'll tell you everything you need to know. I'm such an open book.
Just some basic listening.
It's the listening that really gets people.
Yeah. But my favorite is that she didn't recognize that Eddie Murphy was the preacher. And the Italian guy,
you blew his cover.
Because I know
the Italian guy is white. It's not my fault. I didn't immediately see him and go, "Oh, Eddie Murphy."
I saw his face. I was like, "That's Eddie Murphy." And she was like, "What? Why?" I was like, "He does this in like the majority of his movies. He has to play like 6 characters." And I was like, "There's also always one character that's a preacher. There's just like he does it all. It's so funny every time he does it, and it makes me so happy." But like, yeah.
I will admit, I thoroughly enjoyed this one because you said something earlier while we were watching that I thought was interesting of like, they took themselves so seriously so that we could laugh. And it was interesting because I think that was one of our big critiques of Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunters. We were like, oh my gosh, it's so serious and it's taking itself so serious. So can you talk a little bit about like, what was it about this one taking itself seriously that we could laugh? And what was it about the other one that they were taking themselves so seriously and we were like, oh God.
Because it was written like a comedy. So like the funny is in the fact that they are invested. so that it was written like a comedy. So like the situations are very serious for the characters, which they should be. They're good actors, but it's very serious for the people. But they put the filter on it of like, we understand that this is kind of ridiculous.
And it was written by Eddie Murphy and his brother, right?
It's produced
by Eddie Murphy.
Yeah,
written by
Charlie
his brother.
Murphy wrote it. Yeah, and with two more people,
which I was so relieved when I saw, because I was like, oh, this is actually going to be a comedy. Because again, in this one, it even said horror comedy. Like I said, like the other one felt like such a bait and switch.
Yes,
of like, here's a really funny name, but it's a serious, hard-hitting drama. So this I was like, okay, Eddie Murphy. If Eddie Murphy pulls a drama on me, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna be like, Eddie, look, there's an agreement that comes about when you are involved, and that means that I'm going to laugh. I'm gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
If you start crying, it's over.
I don't even mind. They had like beautiful, real moments. Like even like both of us were like, oh my gosh, it's so sweet.
Oh,
like,
I know. Oh, yes. Yeah.
And that's also grounded in the humanness of it. Like, and it could have these like ebbs and flows, because like, I don't know, something about it being in Brooklyn too. I love Eddie because he's like, I love New York so much. We're gonna make it in Queens. We're gonna make a movie in Queens. We're gonna make a movie in Brooklyn. Like, I love him. But like, it's based in Brooklyn, and there are people that like that felt like 95 Brooklyn. Like, it felt like 94, 95 Brooklyn. Like, that was when Brooklyn was dangerous, quote unquote. And like, it was a good time. They were talking about 40s, which I think is my favorite thing ever.
We're talking about 40s?
40s. There's a type of drink.
Oh, I was like
malt liquor.
I missed. Oh, that line.
Malt
yeah, that was great.
liquor.
No, the uncle was fabulous, and that was like, I think is something so important about watching these kind of films, like just from an acting standpoint of like, the uncle was a small part. But the uncle stole every scene he was in, and it was like a really good kind of like masterclass in like, make the most of your part and just like, and then, you know, don't like, he didn't overdo it, I think, but he just understood like what his character was, like what his trope was. Like, he was like drunk uncle trope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's so like, if you don't know who the uncle is Pops from the Wayans Brothers show. He plays their dad, the Wayans Brothers' dad. And he's like that in everything he does. Like, he'll have like 4 lines and you'll be like, yo, he was the best part. Like, he's just so funny.
Was he a comedian or is he just a good...
He's a comedic actor. I don't know if he's
like
a comedian.
Stand-up or anything.
I don't think so. Which is also really cool. He just he just takes it on and is so funny, and he's like always just like himself.
Yeah.
So it makes it really fantastic. Yeah. Ooh, something great that you said.
Oh no.
You were like, oh my gosh, they totally flipped this from Abraham.
Oh.
She said it's funny, there were only 2 black people in the other one, and now there are only 2 white people.
Yeah, we were like, Abraham Lincoln was all white people, 2 black characters, and this one was all black characters, 2 white actors.
Yeah, but they had white people, but they did have kind of.
They were all the evil ones. If they were white, they were evil. There was like the bitchy lady they were gonna kill.
Yes.
There was the mean boss, and then there was the Italian mobsters.
Yes, that's so true. Oh my gosh, yes, that's so true. I didn't even peep. That's so sad. But no, my favorite was the white lady who was like, I understand the Negro experience.
Oh God. We were listening to that. We were like, she like goes on this rant, and we were like, Eddie Murphy had so much fun writing that. Eddie Murphy was like, let me take every white woman
and just jot it down. Mind you, 2 seconds before she was talking about like, I don't want to hear about your life, just clean my house. Like,
I know, I was like, she's gonna be the one to die. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then she goes, let me just take a shortcut, and I was like, who
takes a shortcut?
Who takes a shortcut in New York? Like, come on,
white people.
Oh my God. I feel like no though. I am white people, and I'm too scared I'm too scared to take a shortcut in New York.
Because y'all learned this was 95 white people. Was out here like, I'll just walk through the park in the middle of the night. Excuse me? No.
Oh my God.
No. You're not gonna catch me out here. Absolutely not. Let me sit up.
How do you think, so you're from Queens.
I am from Queens.
How do you think this movie would have been different if it was set in Queens? Or not at all?
It wouldn't have been different. It would have been the same movie.
So you don't need to see a vampire in Queens.
Nah, I don't
You're
need
like,
to see
I
a vampire. Nah. That'd be great if they did a part 2 and the guy that becomes a vampire at the end is like, I'm moving to Queens. Like, okay, congrats.
You better be in that one then.
Oh my gosh.
You would make such a good vampire queen.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I can see it. Or like, I'm even thinking about it, you for Independent Shakespeare Company, I think you guys took some pictures when you were when you had the gold paint like down your face.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, you guys should go creep Bukola Ogunmola.
Oh.
On what show is that?
It was for Pericles. That was a
cool.
goddess.
Yeah, she had like gold melting down her face.
Oh my gosh, that was fun.
She was like beautiful, but she also looked like she could like mess shit up.
Yeah,
she knows it too.
Gold shorts and gold face. It was a very gold summer.
It was a gold one.
And that outfit was heavy. The train.
Wait, hold on. This is bumping the mic.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like swinging back and forth. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a fidgeter. We're
good. We'll just move you away from the mic.
But yeah, like if something was gonna make me a fan of vampires, it was this one. And like honestly, the vampire part wasn't the interesting part for me.
I'm so proud though. I mean, okay, that second part's fine, but I'm so proud that you're starting to like to embrace it. But like, I don't think the movie would have made. I mean, obviously, it wouldn't have made sense without it because it's called A Vampire in Brooklyn. Yes. But I mean, like that was like the heart of the drama, though. They had good stakes. He had to do it. I will say though, that was one thing. They like set the stakes of I have to have this happen before the full moon, and then I kind of wanted them to like weave that in more, like yes. And even if it was just like okay, a shot to one night, and we see the moon is starting to get
wane or something.
Yeah,
is that the word?
Wax, I think.
Wax. Okay.
Oh, no, I'm not sure. Oh my god, can you tell that like science is not?
We don't science.
It was getting full. Let's stick. Did you notice I used like specifically not scientific words to explain it because I was like I can't mess this up if I just say it got bigger.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think that they could have really used that as like a cool like visual marker of a passage of time or like running out of time. And I'm also probably thinking about it too much. Like I just like, and that's it's funny because they say that they're like once you study cinema, and like I got my minor in cinema from USC, so like it wasn't even in the full program. You know what I mean? I just literally I took like a handful of classes throughout the years. Mm-hmm. But they really drill it into you. And so now I'm like, okay, so visual storytelling. Like, how could we have... And I'm like, oh my God, shut up, Julia. Just watch the freaking movie. Like, don't... But it's also hard because I'm writing my own stuff. And so I think I'm trying to figure out, oh, okay, like, how does this film do, like, plants and payoffs? Or how does this film do, like, visual storytelling so that I can then go do it myself? Yes. And so now I'm just, like, too over-aware of it. But also it's like, maybe it wasn't that kind of movie that they were like, we need to really...
No. But what you're saying is true because, like, you're not the only one that's thinking about it this way. And, like, even as actors, I feel like that's something that we consider, too, where it's, like, where does this thread through? And, like, that sense of urgency has to stay with you in the character also. What I think is, like, they did that thing where it's, like, to make something a... like motif or like a part of the story, you only have to say it once or twice because you remembered it.
Yeah.
And so those stakes stayed with you. Whereas like it would have been smarter to kind of like add that in.
Right, just because it seems so central to like the conflict.
Needs to happen. Yeah, it needs to happen now. It needs to happen in this time period. But then they made other things like honestly more important where it's like this is happening and then like the blah blah like
but I almost feel like they set up too many of those because it was like so we had the moon and then we had the like ominous paintings which kind of came in late and then randomly became really important and then didn't really see like there was only 2 paintings and like one was her friend dying and then we see that, so that was like a cool plant and payoff. But the second one I don't remember seeing her paint that picture with Maximilian, and then I also wasn't sure why the doctor was like to Justice, the Alan Payne, the new love of my life, why he wasn't like what was I trying to say when he was like, oh, you have to do it now because remember that painting, you're next. And I was like, I did not get that from that
she
painting.
Painted it the night that she thought that Justice was sleeping with Nikki. So that's what she was painting on the thing. And then I think that what it was is that he made an enemy out the dude. So he was like, as soon as they become one, they're coming after you.
Oh, okay.
I think that was what that was.
I was confused if he was like in the picture, like dead. That's why I was like, why? That would have been because he kept being like, oh, remember the picture. Yeah. So I was like, what happens in the what happens in
the picture? And why does and it's so crazy because I was like, I didn't realize that the doctor I told you from the beginning, the doctor was Angela Bassett's mom's old love that he left the vampire for, that she left the vampire for. Like, I mean, she left him for the vampire that became Angela Bassett's father.
I was so scared Eddie Murphy was going to reveal himself to be her father. I was like, this is going to get really weird and really... But he didn't, thank God.
Very Back to the Future. It was so cringy.
Oh, God, yeah.
I recently watched it. I'd never seen Back to the Future.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I watched it, a reaction channel watch, and it was funny. I was like, eh!
Oh, it's so good.
Well,
I had a teacher at USC who held that he like legitimately thinks that's like the best movie ever made. He's like, it's so tight. It's a
tight movie.
It's so maybe not best movie, best like strongest script.
I understand that.
Yeah,
because everything
everything pays off.
Everything
Nothing
pays off.
Wasted.
Nothing is
which
wasted.
didn't happen in this one. I feel like there's a lot of things that like
snuck by,
started, or just like they didn't follow through on.
Yeah. But I did enjoy. I just enjoyed it. Like, I had a good time.
It was
I
good.
Laughed out loud.
Do you think you would have, real question, do you think you would have liked it as much if you hadn't disliked the last one we just watched?
Yes.
As much. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was like a stark relief because you were like, oh, that other one was not.
No. This was just like a standalone, like, if I'd watched this before, I'd have been like, haha, this is funny. I wouldn't be in love with vampires. Because I didn't like the vampires. I know.
Characters. I liked the humans in this one. I'm a little shocked.
Welcome to my side.
Oh my God, no.
I know. Human love.
Humans. Ew.
Love.
Are we humans?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know that song, but it kills. Okay, anyway, I need to stop randomly bursting into song because you have never backed me up once.
I'm sorry. I don't know these songs.
I will admit though, even though the vampires were like the bad characters in this one, Eddie Murphy was looking good. Like, I've never said that before.
Neither have I.
I mean, I wasn't like a big fan of the mullet.
I'm not gonna lie. Attractive Eddie Murphy to me is like beginning of Coming to America. Eddie Murphy
one?
When he wakes up. Yes, the first one.
It.
Oh, you've never seen Coming to America?
No, I don't.
Oh my gosh, that's my family's favorite movie. And yes, we have a family favorite.
Oh, no, us too, but ours is Galaxy Quest.
I don't know what you're saying.
I think that just tells you everything you need to know about us, is that Bukola's family movie is Coming to America, and my family's is Galaxy Quest.
No idea what that movie is. I've never heard of it.
It's a Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver. It's like, it's okay. It's okay that you don't know it. It's probably for the best. I love it. I love it.
No, but Coming to America is a national treasure. Where do you find a queen? In Queens. That was my motto.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Oh my gosh. Dude, that's why you saw it, because it was in your hometown. It was like how every kid growing up knew every word to Chicago the Musical, because we were like, it's our musical. I used to do dance when I have such a strong memory of when I was like 8 years old, doing a dance, like a dance. 8? Yeah, to Cell Block Tango.
Oh.
And being like, I just remember we're like, pop, 6, squish, and I remember like showing it to my grandmother, and at one point, and there's like 4 of us, we like get down on the ground and like roll over, and my mom is just like mortified, and my grandma's like, oh wow, I'm like, we thought we were being so sexy and so like cool. We were not. It was just so uncomfortable, but we were like, ha ha ha. It happened in Cook County. We're in Cook County. Ha ha ha. We're murderesses. Ha 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 ha. I think that's where it started.
Thank you for sharing that with all of us. That's hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
I've got so many of those. Like, just
that's fantastic.
Like, what else are you gonna like? There was nothing to do in the early aughts. In the 90s and early 2000s. There was a lot of lip syncing going on.
I feel that. I used to have we had a skating ring because we used to rollerblade. And then we like in front of like my friend's house, she had like concrete floor. Everybody else had grass. So we would like charge people, quote unquote.
Did you actually?
Yeah, we were like, you got to pay a quarter to get in. People I don't have a quarter.
You'd be like, okay, fine.
And you're like, fine, you can still come in, but you have to have your own skates. And it's like, we didn't have skates, so I wasn't gonna. And it's like this big. You can't see, but I'm holding up my fingers. It's not very big.
It was the size of a chocolate bar.
Yeah, that's exactly the size of this.
How many people could you fit on this rink?
This rink, quote unquote.
This concrete slab.
comfortably 2.
Oh. Wait, okay, but you lived in New York. Like, weren't there just
just
streets everywhere? Couldn't
That's
you just
true.
rollerblade on the streets?
Yes, that's exactly what we were doing before. But
Oh.
there was music on the porch.
Oh, I get it. No, I get it. I feel that.
But yeah, we made up a dance too. Oh my gosh.
And
What's
you were
this?
like, this would be the 90s.
This would be the 90. No.
You were about what,
2000.
90? 91?
90. We're not telling the internet when I was born.
Oh, you're right.
Bukola
was born in 2000.
millennial.
She's 21.
I am
Can you
21.
believe- oh my God, that
I know
just
the
hit
2000
me.
babies are 21. I know, it's so stupid. You know what makes me mad about that? When you go to give them your ID,
They're like, I
They
can see
just-
the 19.
they're like, we can see the 19. Here you go, ma'am. And I'm like, first of all, I'm not old enough to be a ma'am. Okay?
Oh
I'm barely in the 90s.
Oh my God.
Why are you saying it like I was born in 1958? Jeez.
The first time that happens to me, I'll probably cry. But the funny thing is,
Funny.
people still think I'm like 16, so I get carded everywhere.
Some people card me. Some people only see my eyes and they can see that it's dead.
Oh.
And they're just like, you're old enough, it's fine. There's just no hope left. It's just like, give me this wine and let me leave. And they're like, here.
Oh
It just
my
handed over to
God.
me. That's actually only happened like twice. And that was both recently. And I had like a full mask, a hat, glasses. And they're just like, you obviously don't look like you want to be out your house. Here you go.
Oh, that's painful.
It was really
Oh,
funny.
God.
It was really one of those moments where I was like, yeah.
You're like, they know.
They know.
They get
they
it.
feel it.
They can sense. Oh my
They
gosh.
can sense. Or they don't care. Either way.
Oh my gosh. Okay, back to the movie, because one
Yes.
thing that I noticed in this film and was in the other one, and I think is pretty consistent between most vampire films, is that they do a vamp out face, if that makes sense. It's like there's like they have their suave, like, ooh, I'm a sexy vampire face. And then like as soon as they like go into like bloodlust mode, like yeah, and this one okay, that was another thing though. They did not do it till the very end, and suddenly Eddie Murphy has like
His
prosthetics just
Oh, his
everywhere.
face.
And I was like, that was not
It was-
established early enough in
it
this
was
film.
not necessary. Like, I feel like they shot, this was like the last day of shooting. They had the makeup girl there all
I think it was
day.
the opposite. I think it was the first day of shooting. I think they ran out.
Oh, Eddie Murphy, if you're listening,
I think Eddie was
Let
like,
us
I had an
know.
allergic reaction.
I'm
Did
not
you get
doing
the
this no
shot you
more."
needed?
Yeah.
We are not doing that the rest of the
Yeah.
film. You guys are lucky that you did it at the end.
Yeah, because honestly,
Prosthetics?
it takes a long
I
time.
had to wear prosthetics for the film that I did in February.
Mhm.
And it took me and it was just like around my eyes, and it was like a upper face mask kind of thing. It took me, and I just did like the spirit glue like all around the edges. It took me like half an hour to like gently peel it off, because if you just pull it off, you will pull your skin off.
Yeah,
And so like I get it if he was like, you know what?
I'm not doing this.
And so that's why I cannot believe some of those, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the TV show,
Yes.
which goes on for years, like they're constantly putting
Their poor
prosthetics on
face,
those
yeah.
actors. But then they look fine. I mean, I know there's probably makeup and moisturizer and stuff, but like my face was wrecked after. Like it just like, it was just
mad.
and there was just like a line of red everywhere the spirit glue had been, just because it like itched, and I was just like, oh,
your face was
prosthetics are
mad.
hard. They're
They're
hard.
hard, yeah.
So I no shame to Eddie Murphy if he
For
was
being like, I'm not doing this no more.
No.
Nix this quickly.
But that is a thing I see in a lot of vampire films, like or in even TV shows. It's like Vampire Diaries, they get like the veins around their eyes. Not so much Twilight.
No. They glitter. They sparkle.
Twilight, yeah, I
They
don't
shine
think they
bright
have
like a diamond.
shine bright like a diamond. Are you not even gonna back me up on that one?
Shine bright tonight. Oh, that's not
I don't
how
think it's a
say.
different song.
You and I, beautiful
Oh.
like diamonds in the sky.
It was starting to sound like a Jonas Brothers song there.
Wow.
Were you a Joe Bro? I wasn't.
was.
I feel like I missed out. I think I
loved
don't know
Joe.
what I was distracted with something else.
Understand.
And then I went straight to One Direction.
Whoa! I never had a One Direction phase.
Oh, I was
don't
the
know who
perfect.
those boys are.
I was the perfect age for Twilight, and I was also the perfect age for One Direction.
Got
like
it.
I was primo fandom age. Like right when both of them hit their peaks.
Hot dang. Yeah.
You know, like I was 15 or 14, 15 when the first One Direction album like came out and they did their tour. Like, so it was like, I was like, oh my gosh, they're only like 2 years older than me. I have a real shot at this.
Yes. Let me find them.
I'm going to go to the concert. They're going to fall in love with me. Yeah. Fun fact, they did not. No. Harry Styles, you can call me.
Harry Styles is now dating Olivia
Wilde.
Yeah.
I support that.
I'm confused. I like them together, but I just feel bad because, you know, Jason Sudeikis, who I really love, but that's because his new show.
I was like, that's why you love him.
I'm like, oh, that show was so good.
That show made me cry.
It was, yeah, me too. I mean, I really loved it. Like,
laugh and smile and believe in life, but then also cry because I was like, oh, love doesn't exist. That's what got me. Oh, okay, so that. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm bringing it back to our movie because people listening are going to be like, these girls literally just like hearing themselves talk, and they're not wrong. But I don't know. You asked me a question. I don't know. I'm out of questions.
Great. So this is the question that I wanted to ask. What was the difference between what could happen in these movies for vampires and what could happen usually for vampires? Because I was like, oh, they disappear and he turns into a werewolf.
So yeah. I caught that too. I was like, oh, LOL, it's Edward and Jacob in one. No, there's like a lot of myths, I think, do let them like transform into things. Like, I mean, the common one is obviously like the bat.
I learned last week.
As she learned. The disappearing was new for me. I don't think that happened invisible? In this one. Yeah, that was the last one. Usually they can move like really, really fast. And that's what he was doing in this one. He was doing the like smoking away and, you know, like the speedy runs. And so that's usually pretty common.
Okay.
Like I said, the vamp face. That's a common thing. You know, it's funny. The mirror thing is something I feel like you read about more than you see. I can't remember if that was a thing in Twilight. I know we're using Twilight as our go-to base.
Because that's what I know.
Honestly. I know. Fair. That's so fair. But I'm even trying to think of like Buffy or Vampire Diaries or True Blood. Like I feel like mirrors never, I mean, if you're listening to this and you're like, no, absolutely in episode 4 of season 6 they discuss this, please let us know.
Yeah.
But I can't remember it actually ever coming up, but I know that's part of the myth. And they also, this is the first one that I've seen hit on the myth of garlic.
Yes, because he was in that Italian restaurant.
He was freaking out. He was like, no garlic.
Yes.
Get that away from me. And that actually made me kind of happy.
Because
I was like,
funny.
no vampire things that I've seen have ever addressed that. They always like come up with something else. And I think like so many of them like to be like, oh.
Edgy.
Yes, I was just about to say that. I was like, they're trying to be like, oh no, our story is edgy. So we're going to be like, myth, that's a myth. But this one, they were like, no, everything's real. The garlic, the church, the cross, the mirrors, like I said, I kind of wish he had turned into a bat because that really would have been like, everything.
Yeah. He does turn into a bird at some point, right?
Did he?
I don't know. Wasn't he a pigeon? No, there was just
I think there was just an evil pigeon because it's New York.
You mean a sky rat? Yeah.
Yeah. I do. So this one actually hit a lot of the tropes. And I think it's because it didn't have a source material. Is my understanding. I don't think I'm guessing. I don't think it was based on a book. I think they were just like, we want to write, which I want to read about why they decided to make a vampire film. Like I'm curious about that.
It's funny as hell.
I love it. I want to make a vampire film. I did. I made a vampire pilot, so like we're halfway there. But no, I think it's because they weren't working with source material that it was kind of just like, well, we need to make these characters. What can we pull from? And you know, if you're the source you're pulling from is the myths, because a lot of things, you know, it goes. The book pulls from the myth, and then they change what they want, and then the film gets to pull from the book.
Yes.
So there's that like dilution through the telephone kind of, you know what I mean? Whereas when the myth itself is your direct source material, I think they were like, you know what? Let's just take it all. Why would we change it? It's written like this for a reason. But they did they called him Nosferatu a couple times.
What does that mean?
You know, I thought that was just the name of a vampire, but then he was saying it as if that, you know, we're going to put a pin in that question until we actually watch that particular film.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure it's just the name
so they might be referring to that vampire.
They might be.
Yeah. Or like, even if in that world they saw that movie.
Yeah. I almost feel like we should do a follow-up episode on this. Where
we
we're like,
just go interview Eddie Murphy. Be like, hey, Eddie, thanks for sitting down with us.
Eddie, if you want to come, hang out.
And then we interview him, and he's like, I thought this was for Coming to America, too. I was like, no. This is for Vampires in Brooklyn. He's like, I did that movie 30-something years ago. No, 20?
97. So, 95. So 25 years
25 years, 26 years ago. And
which my roommate wanted me to point out that this movie came out on her exact birthday.
Like the day of her birth?
The day of her birth.
Her born day?
Her born day.
Wow.
And I think she's mentioned a couple of them came out on her birthday, not of the same year. Mm-hmm. This one was the same year, but I think October 27th is just like a poppin' day for vampire, because it's like
it's October,
right around Halloween, but like no one's actually gonna go see a movie on Halloween because they want to be with their friends, so they're like, let's do it a couple days before
so that
everyone's in the mood for scary still. Because I feel like people love watching scary movies up into Halloween, and then it just stops, and we're like, on to Christmas. November
1st, I'm done. November 1st, if I see a ghoul, a goblin, a skeleton,
she's tearing it down.
Done, okay? But it is one of my favorite. November 1st and the day after Easter are my favorite holidays because candy is super cheap. And the day after Valentine's Day.
I don't think the day after Valentine's Day counts as a holiday.
It is for me.
What would you name it?
Easter Monday. Candy Day. Valentine's Day. I'm trying to think of something witty about being single on Valentine's Day and still waiting for candy till the day after because you're cheap. Oh, so it's basically like
cheap chocolate day.
Cheap chocolate day. I like it.
Confectionery day. I don't like that.
That sounds like something bad that you do not want.
No, it doesn't.
It does. Confectionery day.
Oh well, when you say it like that.
But yeah,
when you break it down like that, Bukola.
Break it down. But yeah, vampire in Brooklyn is a yes for me. I loved it. I loved all the moments of it. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was cute, heartfelt. I did hate Angela Bassett's makeup, but they didn't know what they were doing back then.
Talk about that, because I think that's important to like.
Her neck and her face were two different colors.
And you're saying like there was a big problem in the 90s of makeup artists not knowing how to do Black women's makeup.
Yes. Right? Oh yeah. It's not a problem that's gone away. Like there's been shoots where I bring my own foundation.
Really?
Yeah. I don't mess with them no more.
Do you ever get paid to be your own makeup artist, or are they just like expecting you to?
Yeah, they're just like, if they don't have my colors, or like if they pull out a bunch of colors and there's no colors for me, then of course I have to bring my own, which is something that happens with people of color all the time. Like no one's considering, and now it's getting way better where like if you're gonna have a person of color at a shoot, they'll make sure that there are certain makeup artists that can do.
As they should.
Yeah. And I'm not saying you got to do everything. Like, if that's not your jam, let people know. But don't show up and be like, oh, I could figure this out. No.
Do not experiment on my face.
Don't experiment on my face. But yeah, that was very 90s. It was just like her foundation was so much lighter than her neck. And it was just like, and if you see Angela Bassett now, like, you'd be like, why did you do that to her? But she was young. She just showed up to work. That's not her job.
Yeah.
And you kept saying several times about how Angela Bassett, like the whole time, was probably repeating, "I went to Yale. I went to Yale."
Well, she was wonderful in it, but it was and don't get me wrong. All I want to do is be in vampire movies, but like part of me was like, she's just so classy, like. Like, I'm not. Like, I am open about my love for, like, fantasy and vampire films. Like, I get a kick out of them. But I was like, but she seems like she should be on stage. Like, she's so classy and she's so good. And she's just so, like, I
understand.
I was just worried that she was like, I thought I was going to be doing Shakespeare. And here I am.
Yeah, but, like, she...
necking Eddie Murphy while we wear prosthetics and fangs.
That was oh my gosh, that was my favorite. One of my favorite moments is when she starts kissing on Alan Payne's neck. And Julia's like, moment. Oh my gosh, dream job.
I was like, this officially became my dream job.
You just met him
I don't care.
37 minutes ago, Julia. She's like, I'm in.
I'm here.
And then we looked him up and she was like, yep, he could still get it. I was just like, whoa.
Oh, you did not have to sell me out.
No. Yeah, I threw you all the way under the bus.
Yeah,
I'm
Alan.
driving the bus.
Hi, Alan.
Hi, Alan Payne.
$1 million question from the intro.
Yes.
Biggest differences between black and white vampires.
Black vampires got better hair. My man Eddy's hair was slicked back, okay? He had the juiciest Jerry curl going. What else? The outfits.
Except he dressed up his little ghoul man. Literally, he looked like the Scarecrow. Like, he comes out and, like, Angela Bassett, she gets invited to dinner. Like, he's
At
like,
a house.
come over, I'm gonna make you some Italian food. She comes out in, like, a corset.
Like a corset body.
Like a corset top. Like a chiffon. I can't even speak right now. Chiffon, like
bottom,
skirt.
Yeah.
And poor Alan Payne is sitting in his car in, like, sweatpants.
Yeah.
And he comes out and he's literally like, what the hell?
What are you wearing?
She's like, I'm going to dinner. But so then she's like looking fabulous. Like she looks so done up. And then Eddie Murphy sends his like henchman, skin like decaying.
I know.
And he's literally dressed in this like patchwork suit that makes him look like the Scarecrow. And Angela Bassett gets in the limo. I was like, I wouldn't. And Bukola was like, no. I would have. She's like, she needed to save face. Yeah. She just like yelled at this like cute man. She needs to disappear.
In the middle of the street. I would have gotten in the car and got out a block later. But like, I would have gotten in that car and then taken the train. Like legit. But like, you're not gonna, you're not finna play me like that. I'm getting in this limo. No. I have too much shame.
I get that. I get that. Sometimes when you're like, I just dropped like a sass bomb. I need to get out. I need to get out while I still have the upper hand, before you can take all of my sass and turn it on me, and then I leave crying. Yes, because I was ahead.
You're not gonna take this.
You're not gonna take this from me.
I am one of those people, and I have friends who know that I'm that type of person. So I'll say something real smart and sassy, and then I'll leave the room, and they'll be like, "We're here for another 45 minutes."
You're like that person who wins the first round of poker and then doesn't play again.
Yes, that's exactly who I am. That's exactly who I am as a person. I'm just like, I'm done now. I'm gonna leave while I'm winning.
Vegas probably hates you.
Oh, they hate me.
They see her, they're like, get out.
Get out. No.
You're here to take all our money.
Yeah. I'll like win. And I'm one of those people that like, once I win my money back, then I take my money, I put it aside, maybe add an extra 100, and then like the rest of it, I don't care. But as long as I've won my money back.
See what you mean. You win it, you keep an extra. Yeah. We have this like casino we go to in Canada, actually, because my parents are from Detroit, and so we'll go up there.
Right there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And my granddad now lives like just literally across the river from Canada. Like you're walking to like the coffee shop, you're like, hey, there's Canada. So cool. When I turned 19, they started taking me to gamble over there because it's legal. And yeah, my mom's rule is like, you can't go lower than what you came with. Like, you can lose, like, what you started with. And, like, I mean, and then we're also, like, we're there for, like, 3 hours. And we're with my grandparents in Canada. Like, we're not high rolling. Like, literally, the median age there is 60.
Oh.
Like, it's that kind of casino.
Ooh, that sounds like a party.
Which is great. It's great. There's free Coca-Cola. I don't think there's any alcohol on the premises.
Oh, my gosh, that's so cute.
I know,
That's really adorable.
And yeah, so I'll go and I'll usually start with like $20 and then like maybe I'll get it up to $50 and then like I'll lose it all. But it's like my mom's like, but like whatever. She's like, you spent $20 on 3 hours of entertainment.
And you had fun, yeah.
Except I'm like one of those people. I'm a creature of habit, and like there's like one slot machine that I loved, and God, this is so on brand for me. It was Princess in a Tower.
Oh gosh,
the slot machine. I loved it. It was like Rapunzel themed. Mm-hmm. They took it away, and now I'm like, I don't even need to.
Why would I? Never going back there again.
No.
You took away Rapunzel from her.
I have such a hard time. Like, gambling makes me nervous. Like, I can't do it. So, like, I'll normally do, like, the penny slots. And then get, like, mad that I'm not winning. And this one, I think it was, like, 30 cents a spin, which was, like, a big deal for me. So, I was like, this is how I know I'm invested. This is a real investment.
Yeah.
This is a times 30 investment. I went from a penny to 30 cents.
I didn't know penny slots still existed.
They shouldn't. I mean, because here's the thing, like, I don't go to the casino for the money because I'm not going to win. I'm too nervous. I'm not going to win. But I go for the lights and the sound and the music. And if you sit me in a penny slot that doesn't have any of that, I'm like some of the penny slots are ugly.
Oh, got it. You just want it to be pretty and shiny.
I just want it to be pretty and shiny. And
okay.
But they want to charge you like $1 a spin for that.
I understand. So anyone that's listening that is interested in Julia, please. She likes shiny, pretty things. She likes to be listened to. So come back next week.
Pull in Eddie Murphy and just secretly learn about me.
Don't secretly do it. Just ask questions in her face and not like while she's sleeping. This is why I don't condone vampirishness.
What?
Huh?
What? Do you want to say that again for the class? I also think this is probably why I'm single. Because I'm like, can you be like, not creepy, but also know everything about me, but like don't be clingy, but like also wait until I choose you, but like also make the first move. I think that actually I just summed up my approach to dating pretty well. I'm with you on that. Actually, a lot of that made sense to me, which is concerning or liberating.
I just feel like I have a friend, you know.
Oh, Bukola. If you're not watching and you're just seeing or listening, we embraced because we are two found spirits. And that is why when I was like, I want to make a podcast where I drink wine and watch vampire movies, I was like, I think Bukola would really like
this. This was great. I love wine. I am learning so much about vampires.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I don't know when this information will be necessary, but I'm very excited to find out.
You're gonna like pull a Slumdog Millionaire and like be on Jeopardy one day, and it's gonna be the vampire round, and you're gonna be like, oh, I got this. Bite me. Like
word.
Boom.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
I'll take vampire lore for 500.
You said vampire lord?
Lore.
Oh, like folklore. Girl, you know I'll be confusing stuff. I don't be knowing.
You guys heard it here first. Bukola is interested in a vampire lord. So if you are...
No. I think that's a good place to wrap it up.
I think that is. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us as we debriefed A Vampire in Brooklyn. My name is Julia Stier.
And I'm Bukola Ogunmola.
And this was Bite Me, brought to you by Players, Performers, and Portrayers. Bye!
Bye!